Hi, I'm Corinne Povey,
And I'm Katie McNally, and we're from Grant Park High School.
and we're watching the news at noon.
It is high noon on November 17, 2010, and the Wednesday edition of the Daily Journal is upon the streets. Mike Frey here with Colleen Loggins. And Colleen, we're 8 days from Thanksgiving and counting. Can't wait to eat that Thanksgiving dinner. But guess what? You don't have to wait till Thanksgiving, do you?
No,
And
you
you
don't.
know something about that. Tell us more.
Okay, I will. Starting, I believe it is Saturday, we are going to have dinners throughout the area put on by several organizations. And, you know, they're not just for people who are homeless or extremely destitute. A lot of them are for if you just kind of want a hot meal and just have some
companionship,
conversation.
yeah.
Exactly. Then you should check these out and look in the paper today to see when those exact dates are.
It's a nice thing, and we heard reports state and nationwide that donations for such of these dinners are down. Not around here. Dennis Yonke is finding out. He'll report on that more this weekend, but it sounds like the giving spirit of this area remains strong despite the economic downturn. Colleen, the Harvard medical advisor, is a regular contributor in our life section, and today there's a column about avoiding plastic surgery, which will never be any problem for me, but why you know something about this. Tell us more.
I do. It's actually specifically about how to avoid plastic surgery even though you're getting older and you kind of want to retain your youthful appearance. So basically it talks about how you can use, creams and lotions, and then you can use things like Botox, which I'm sure everyone knows, it's the botulism toxin that they inject into like your forehead and it gets rid of frown lines and wrinkles. And then they have such things called derma fillers, and they're used with either collagen or hyaluronic acid, and basically it injects fat into those areas that you've kind of lost it. So like when your face is younger, it's more plump in certain areas. When it's older, your skin kind of starts to sag and the fat kind of moves down to your neck and so forth. So basically the Harvard medical advisor is just giving you ways to, again, try to retain your youthful glow while not using any sort of drastic means such as facelift. So check that out if you want to know how to do that.
Okay, Colleen, I don't have anything more to say about that. That'll suffice, I guess.
Okay.
But the weather is something people like to talk about, and we'll talk about it now.
Hey everybody, it's Nicole Leonhardt with your AccuWeather forecast over here at the Kankakee Library. Today we're going to have a high of around 51, a low of 34, and it's going to be mostly cloudy. Tomorrow some of those clouds are going to break, but it's going to be even colder with a high of 44, a low of 28, and then Friday warming up a little bit, 53, low of 32, and it's going to be windy. Back to you guys in the newsroom.
Colleen, we are back, and it's Wednesday, which means it's a day for
Ranking.
Let's Rank 'em. And we are having a paper today, a story about how the Beatles catalog can now be found on iTunes, a long-awaited thing for a lot of people. So in honor of that, Colleen, let's rank our 3 favorite Beatles songs in ascending order from 3 to 1. You think we can handle that?
I know I can. I don't know if you can.
I can handle it just
You have a
fine.
lot.
So let's start with you. What do you got, 3 through 1?
Okay, I'm going to go with number 3, I Want to Hold Your Hand, classic. Who doesn't love that song? Number 2, Let It Be.
Well, great guitar work
Yes.
on it. Mr. Harrison is wailing away on Let It Be.
Number 1 is probably a little out there in terms of true Beatle fans, but I love it. It's in, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Twist and Shout.
Oh yeah,
Love
Mr.
that
Lennon is
song.
belting out that twist and shout. Okay, that's a good list. All right, here's my list, 3 through 1. I go to some of the things in the later Beatles years, okay, but number 3, and it's off the album, the White Album, and it is Blackbird. What the song was about is Paul McCartney's observations of the civil rights movement in the late 60s. Blackbird singing in the dead of night. It's an awesome song. Number 2, and I debated for a while, it is Revolution, also off the White Album. One of my favorite Beatles verses is, if you go carrying pictures of Chairman Mao, you ain't going to make it with anyone anyhow. And number 1, the reason I like it so much, it's such an uplifting song. It always inspires me every time I hear it, and it's sung by George Harrison, and it's Here Comes the Sun. Little story about Here Comes the Sun. When Saturday Night Live first started, Harrison was a guest, and he had Paul Simon on with him, okay? And they performed Here Comes the Sun, and George goes through the first verse, and you could tell Paul Simon was nervous. And it came his time for the second verse. George gave him this little reassuring nod, and Paul goes into it. It's awesome.
That's cute. It's a cute story.
Yes. And that'll do it for news of the day. You can subscribe to the Daily Journal by calling 815-937-3322. You can also pick it up at the newsstands. And so until tomorrow,
Stay informed and go download your favorite Beatles song.
Why would you inject fat into yourself?
I do when I eat that fried chicken.
You inject hyaluronic acid.
Pro, shut up.